and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. We stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. The Sundown, for the news, views, opinion, debates and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Hello and welcome to the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama James. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of August, 2025. This program comes to you Monday to Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for comprehensive look at the daily events, the latest information, in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews and exciting surprises. To be part of the show, call us on 0911-22986-986 or send for us a text message on 0913-986-986. If you can't access the radio, we are also on Facebook, X, YouTube and more. You can also stream these broadcasts live by logging to our website at iRadio.org. We kick off this show with a report in Kajukeji County, Central Equatoria State, where on Monday the county hosted a visiting delegation from the International Conference on the Great Lakes region and the Expanded Joint Verification Mechanism, also known as EJVM. These bodies are dedicated to fostering peace and addressing security challenges across borders. The 12-member delegation arriving in response to recent border tension between South Sudan and Uganda included representatives from Zambia, South Africa, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, and Uganda. These visit underscored a collective commitment not only from the official but also from regional partners to engage in dialogue, reduce tensions, and work together for lasting peace for the people of Kajukeji and the broader Greater Lake regions. I spoke with Wani Jackson Mule, the Commissioner of Kajukeji County, to discuss the areas visited, communities, suggestions, and the proposed steps. This is how our interview with him unfolded.
There was only one area that we visited because they arrived late. They came last week, Saturday, they were in Yumbe. And then in Yumbe, they were escorted to disputed areas. Evening, they came to Moyo, selected Moyo, and Monday, and then yesterday, Monday, they had to divide the time between Moyo and the Kajukeji. So in the morning, they were in Moyo and they visited some areas. And by the time they arrived at Kajukeji, it was already late. Now, after discussion, we ended up visiting one area, Nyaenga Moda, the place of the fighting, and the catch which was the ban. So we went up to there and then we visited, and it was already night, so we could not move to another location, and they went back.
Now, when you people went to Nyangamuda, what was some of the community's reaction?
Well, the reaction of the community is they want to come back to their homes because they have good items that are already rotting in the garden because it's time for harvest. Harvesting granules, harvesting maize, and some of the maize are falling down and the termites are eating, and then harvesting things like beans and then cowpeas. So because it is a farming area, there are a lot of crops in the garden that need to be harvested. At the same time, they need to plant also things like simsim and then crops that are always planted in the second season. So their request was the situation should be speeded up. They were demanding relocation of withdrawal of the UP deposit so that they can come back to their places.
Now, with this assessment from Great Lake region, what is next now?
Well, the next is that they are going to write that report and submit in the forum of the Great Lakes region, and probably summit. They always have a summit of Great Lakes region, all member countries, and then they will decide. They will present the issue for discussion by the member countries.
And how will that one help foster sustainable dialogue and cooperation among Uganda and South Sudan to build lasting peace in Kajukeji and neighboring areas?
Well, as the members of Great Lakes region, definitely, after when they present the issue, of course, the committee will come out with the recommendation. And then the member countries will deliberate on the recommendations. And once they pass the recommendations, then will be a guiding principle for ending the conflict in the area. Once they pass, then definitely the member states will request both South Sudan and Uganda to implement the resolutions. And that definitely will help in resolving the issue. They are also, of course, we are going to recommend for speedy demarcation of the border so that such incidents shall not repeat itself in the future. But they will present their findings and then pass the recommendations. Of course, one of the border committees of both Uganda and South Sudan so that they can move on issues of demarcating the border. Of course, we know one of the bottlenecks in the demarcation of the border is the funding. So that as a body, they can even lobby for requesting for funding from donors to fund the border demarcation exercise.
Considering the social and economic impact of the displacement that happened in Kajukeji, what initiatives are being prioritized to address, the root causes of this violence? And this is not the first time such incidents are happening in Kajukeji.
Yes, that is why Great Lakes took upon itself to verify the areas. On our side, we just took them to Nyangamuda, but they took them to different sites, and the Moyo took them to different sites. They visited those sites, and they're going to write their joint report. And after the report, definitely, as I said before, then they will be followed by a resolution. That resolution will be expected to be implemented. On the issue of the people who are displaced, one of the recommendations they want quickly to be done is that redeployment of the forces away from the contested area so that the civilians can come back.
All right. Finally, what's your message to the community of Kajukeji who are also looking at officials like you as their savior in this difficult or challenging situation?
My recommendation is that yes, the government plus now the international community is coming in to make sure that this issue is resolved, and then the residents go back to their places. Even when we were there yesterday, one of the representatives of the Great Lakes region is from Uganda, and he was very shocked. He said the only thing is there is no need for Uganda and South Sudan to engage in fighting. The only thing is the guide up and then redeployment of the forces away so that the civilians can come back, because they visited the area and they found some civilians who are really bodies up, and they felt it, everyone felt it. So my message is that yes, government is taking more initiatives. You remember there was also a committee which went to Kampala, came up with the resolutions, and among the resolutions they also formed up another committee of both Uganda and South Sudan and military to come down to the ground to assess how relocation of the forces can be done. And I'm sure within a few days they will also come here to Kajukeji to see the area. So these are efforts that are being taken by the government, and we need our citizens, particularly the IDPs, to become now that agencies are at least coming in to support them. Let them wait for a while. We will communicate to them once we assess the environment becomes safe for them to return. Definitely, the major aim is to work around the clock to make sure that the area is demilitarized and then security returns to normal so that the IDPs can go back to their homes.
Now, with the recommendation from Relief and Rehabilitation Commission, what kind of assistance does the internally displaced persons are in need of?
There are a number of things, but the summary is that one, they need food, they need non-food items, they need medicine, and then they need education facilities for children when IDP comes. Now, ICRC has been giving food and some non-food items. Then NRC has come in giving some kind of food also, and then other non-food items that ICRC was unable to give. And then UNHRA came and with some non-food items, and that truck is on the way, and they will enter Kajukeji today, and they will begin distribution tomorrow. As I speak now, ICRC yesterday and today is busy distributing both food and non-food items in the remaining camps that were not given last week. So efforts are on the way to support them, and a lot of small and bigger agencies are coming in to support the IDPs because the number is big.
Wani Jackson Mule is the County Commissioner of Kajukeji, as the region is looking for that lasting solution. One researcher in the names of Dr. Charles Okenyi Ben, a researcher who also came up openly and wrote a letter to the Eastern Equatoria State Authority, copying in, of course, the top leadership of this country by telling us that he is having the original document and the map of the disputed border town stock of that's Ngomoromo and Kajukeji. He caught up yesterday with Dr. Charles Okenyi Ben on how the team managed to obtain this viable document, and according to him, he obtained it in from archive of that's 1913. And as such, he is also willing to meet the top leadership of this country to deliver this document to bring a lasting peace and a solution at the border town. This is how our interview with him roll out.
The reason as to why I wrote this letter, it has been for a while right now. The true document that they actually been looking for is with me. Since 2016, I was in Juba as well. The Joint Committee, the 26th Joint Committee of the border, they were actually there in Juba. They had a meeting, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So after their meeting, the IRADU gave me a call because somebody revealed to them that there's someone who actually holding this document of Sudan-Uganda boundary since 1913. That was the year the boundary was demarcated. So they gave me a call, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs was actually there in the station. So they asked me to talk, to tell them briefly about the history of this boundary. But the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he doesn't know anything about it. So they were asking me to give that document if possible. But I decided not to. Yesterday I tried to brief you that I'm not going to give the document to anybody because I was authorized to publish this also, but I decided not to publish it yet until when this issue finished. So the conflict is going on between the two countries right now based on the misunderstanding and the true where the boundary line ran. Both countries don't know. As I'm talking to you right now, I know where Kajukeji fall, and between Ngomoromo boundary, Ngomoromo border, I know exactly between Pajok and Luhum in Ngomoromo where the boundary cross the two. From Olego that was a meeting point in Nimule, ran through East Bank of Arahel Jebel. From there, you start from East Bank, Baraj Jebel, ran through to the mouth of Lake Rudolph, which is, we call it Lake Turkana right now. All the line ran there, so because from one point to another, I have the idea about it. And when you go to West, the same thing. So I look at it, why I'm holding this very important document, while, in 2016, those committees, they were saying they're going to do the research to get a map of, Sudan-Uganda boundary and whatever. But up to now, 9 years, nothing come out of it. Is there any news that they get already? No. So I'm ready at any time not to hold this document, and I need to make peace between these two countries, What I'm sent for justice only. I need to bring peace and tell the truth, show them the truth with the evidence, because I have also a lot of photographs. The Joint Committee in 1913, their photograph both Uganda representatives and South and Sudan representatives. They took the picture together in Nimule. So I have a lot of evidence.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Ben, you said the document is currently with you. And then there are two conditions on ground right now. One, a committee was formed, and this committee did not come up with a tangible solution for this conflict. And people are dying, by the way. Now, under what circumstances would you accept to release this particular document for the sake of peace to reign?
This is just simple. I need to meet the committee myself, and the venue will be in Nimule. As in the past, the Ugandan, both Uganda and South Sudan and Sudan representatives, they all assemble in Nimule. So the same thing, I need to meet them in Nimule and give them a full understanding of the Sudan-Uganda boundary, the political context of Sudan-Uganda boundary since 1913. And they need to understand what had happened in the past. So, and then I will show them exactly where the boundary lay from which point to which point, and I will end up giving them the map. Then from there, they will start, the limitation of this border. So, which is very easy, very simple, because, the map is already there, but I want them to get the clear information. Then from then, I will go ahead. After they finish their work, I will go ahead and publish it, the book. That's the only thing I need.
Second last one, this is a very important document, and a concerned citizens would like also to know, how did you really manage to obtain this very important document?
In 2012, I left United States for American University of Abuja. I was in Nigeria writing my dissertation work. So, Madi and Acholi, they were actually having the same issue of the boundary dispute. But I decided to give my time to make sure that I found something tangible. So I need to go back and find, during the colonization, Sudan was acknowledged, Eastern Sudan, and all this. So I need to look for the code. You see, if you want to find the information for any country you're doing research about, you first need to know the code. There's the archive that Sudan archive has. Which kind of code they used in the past, and then you need to call who colonized this country, and you call and look for that, give them that number, code, and from one library to another, from one library university to another, and I did that. I made a phone call, I emailed the library, And finally, I found myself, I got what is actually exactly, happened. You see? If I'm to tell you the history, the political context, it will take time a little bit,
All right. Now,
so, if you want, we shall get time for that when I'm ready, prepared. So I called, and I later found that, they agreed. They wrote me the, authorization, and if possible, if I want to publish and I use those photographs, it's okay. So in 2012, I was having all these documents. So I learned the document actually is not even in Khartoum, was taken after the date of the commission in World War I. The wife came and picked up the document and went and deposited it in one of the libraries in UK, So, and that is how I got it.
Well, that was Dr. Charles Okeny Ben talking to me from that United States of America yesterday. And now over to you, dear listener, who would love also to hear your reaction about this particular border issue. And we are asking you this moment now, do you think the visit of these regional bodies will help foster lasting peace and address ongoing security challenges along the borders? 091122986986 Fiyombi Taumbari, Great Lakes region, kan mashi fi ziara fi Mugatha bitakajukeji wa Shankef de kaman Kathwa shanijibu salam wa ijibaru kaman awaida faita mtakid ziara bitomonde bijib tager wa bijibu salam fi hudud bedab taban bade kaman mon bishilu report mon bi bedab mon ligo shunu fi kajukeji wa kaman fi tijabita Uganda sharik mana 12 fi 09 wide walet nini 986 halta mtakid ziara bita Great Lakes region bijibu salam. My lines are now officially open for you to share your thought with us. Hi Radio. Hi Radio.
Hello.
Are you? Sorry?
Hello,
Marhab.
National Archive, Community.
Hmm.
In the information and so committee de majalan na gilsa indina information about my circle. Kanumon ba berjabat bukra omon biligana guy.
Okay, good. Ita fi Munuki?
Munuki fi Subidia Archive.
Okay.
Hai.
Na mafi mushkila. La hadisa kam kida bukun?
La ana bukun na mini saa 8 le saa 4. Ya.
Shukran jazilan.
Kaninda ka ragam ka komiti de kulo mo jala nena.
Naam.
Ya.
Shukran.
Okay.
De poka bugul kamano indu mahlumata ziada fi madubita kajukeji ashan kef hal mashakiladel kulu bihilumum nasma min dabaru. Hi Radio.
Hello.
Hi Sultana.
Hi Sultana, Mama Maria.
Marhab.
Ayana wadi salam leta fi studio. Wana salimu muslimin sulu.
Shukran.
Itayano ziara de je mun sogalo mun ziara de ya wala tay an kandar ziara to mun de mun kun ina sal bari na le tamama mun barku kalam ta masakil kalam al kus afunu mun jato kalamul tawaya ha mun roa amul tawaya le nasale na yani de nasta Uganda wala nasta na to jinibin taban kan nasta na to jinibin ya tay jede uma keliwoni sugale ya jamaa na madar masake kelima jegeni poata kelima jegeni poata asema bezili muskila tanna alikide muskila da kan jami wenna bi sulu na be jada bara akan sulu kulik salam jale na Sudan asa den na diga tabani na sigata ta alita mora da de dumun wai de akana de na ta alita hukuma de dumun wai de ma fi jana tani taksini de kulu iyal abu wai iyal kuma wai iyala muskila de jamin wenale na gi fatulu badon iyal tan na gi fatulu ge katfo iyal ge karabunu suwan retin sunu kalamana le bega ma ko school kula le gamul no foto de umon jamin wen musuman wai dunubinde umon wonu su kalam de umon na tan na kubar ko umon ya gum gale na ya de gija na gar na tan na ya de ko ta jama ke de kin na bin ko ta ta sajara na gani kan na hilu muskila de kalam de jamin wen dugu su de be dengi dugu su de be dengi yalo mon gani ku gasu ina ko mon hilu muskila to mon de kala sala ku jaga ba yana ko mon hilu ba mon ngadare hilu ku ja medina yin la anu ana gaano na genta yale su kerin de genta musuwan hamila min inta yala le wolo dukulu jada fuseka yala su kerin ale ma ba ka darar sa jada fuseka to dam ya kulu ki ma halar ku gasu ki gaba yala la gadi ken ya wole tai yala na kamanga su mata ta dal limu gale salam alaikum da su gudur ki Kenya de kala so mutu yala o mutu de yala na be akir de la gadi miten salam de ke de kolumon fakir kolumon sala kalam de kolumon tibu kulul kolumon wogu su masakal de salam de asan de ja salam ya ko bir kana skulu asan de kolumon wonu su be badon
shukran jazalan Sultana Mama Maria. Now, via our Facebook page, we have a couple of your messages right here. And this one is coming from Ruang Hoth Mjok. He is watching us live from Upper Nile State. Then we have Kon Maduta Tem is watching us from Wow, iRadio.
Hello.
There you are.
Hey.
It's all clear.
I guess I'm
Mabatal Muno Darminwen.
I John Coffee, say good away.
Mahrab John Coffee.
تعرف يا مشاكل بتاع حدود ده في ناس قاعدين يتكلم يجي ولا فرم جوا هنا حقيقة كلام ثلاثة قبائل هناك خلف الحدود ده الو أرينغا اليوم ده كلام هذا جو نقوله كلام ما بتاع مويه كلام ده بتاع يوم ده وأصلا كده كذي أصلا ده عندما رجع دخل في نص الجماعة ده فكلام ده why trying to kill him? Kalanta Salatini au kede kili se kile bijibu sure. Laano kana askaria au kana politically cannot do. Kaja alose na zer kede fine badon kede jibo Salatini betabere da kede jibo Salatini da kale na serar fudude bedap kama 1956 de as not going to go there from Marbar to you to Roti de wallahi whatever the case may be. It cannot come now for this moment. I have seen us alone so far beside or not. So Margiku didn't man there. Never done enough for you. There's not Keresa in Badon. Lanosa, Kelan the guy. Oh, Angolo of the Indian now. Mother, this is against no one case. Nas Dereja, Barao, Mother Low, Kuma. There's a low intellectual within the territory.
Shukran. Shukran jazilan. Naam, shukran. All right. Now, via our Facebook page, we have Ken Deng Deng is saying, hello, Madrama Gems and all the listeners of iRadio within and outside the country. I'm watching you live from Lologo. And then we have a text also coming in from Jamie Sieta. Let me first talk to this caller and then we'll get back to iRadio.
iRadio.
Ayuwa, Emmanuel Panadol. Alhamdulillah, Mabatal Kef.
Allah kuisin maka hajatani batal tijafita mauna
kabara jamil
wana khamad bi shukur mama Mary besoto ala nasma imisa tale ma kwana pitana alfi aniga suma iradi ana dalkallamu ana mujeki fi jaman da independent
we celebrate about the independence because we got our country. We have become independent country. Almost many there. Our leaders, they are not even the demarcation of the land of South Sudan, where the border and where the end of South Sudan and the border with the whole. They are muscular. If you can really go independent, one about the request, one legally, and the demarcations of our country, where the end of the South Sudan border begin Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Congo, and Central African Republic. So we need where our mass time they can go through many but asalo alamde wala na ba sala America wala British because this is the right country and colonize Sudan. Even if it is coming to the road maps and the demarcations of the map of the country, yani British women participate a lot. They know how yani when we do Sudan, the German. So Kandagaim is confusion. Al-Hasad between South Sudan and Uganda. Uganda enter to the territory of South Sudan. Then, lakin now, fi nas pitana, fi Uganda. Fi nas pita Uganda, fi South Sudan.
No.
So in the middle, there is confusion. Yeah? There is confusion in the middle. Lakin in right, David Mahaja Tanal Galimufin there, KGKG citizens, will be fight on this. Lano Kanana Gaino, Uganda deployed more forces in the border. Listen, be clear. And even it is reaching to the gunfire, exchange of the gunfire in the middle. So they become a calamity. Central Equatoria, wala David the national government issue. Yala Anamar. National government is Canada, Sudan, wala Reis Pitana, wala Parliament Pitana. Aloga has Kompira. Let them complain about this, Let them complain about it. So we need more explanation in this kind of country. We complain and we can see the success. We can see the success and unite. Because we are not united, that's why people started seeking our destroying our people, destroying everybody. So, Nena Bibulkida, Gala Hakuma Pitana, let them participate. Nana was danger. Was danger Kali, and now Fagitu. In Sudan, what does Sudan can the next generation who will do Mamoro will be a good win. That's a country guy, Yani Kenya, who come on bigger. The voice in Nadafal, and still Nadafal, by an Iahaja. Uganda, with a middle, KGKG Joe as a Kanato. Yala Kanta Gaino, the border as a Kayana. Ika kala suraka badisia kaya girawin giratu kijata ta Uganda. So kanta gain kijata mafi nepsu muskila. So nina mabaru yala kanta jafu kijata Sudan. Now so kanta gain Ethiopia is Putin. So South Sudan territory. So this is the responsibility of the government of South Sudan to fight, to claim.
All right.
Let them respond.
Shukran. Shukran jazilan.
Iyan pitana badin begin well. If I think a Muslim central Barao, they make a national government. Can they sila? And the Jewish man and the Jewish.
All right.
Let them participate in this. Thank you so much.
Shukran. Naam, de Emmanuel Panadol, and Emmanuel raised a very important concern that if you take a look at our border with Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan, and all these other neighboring countries. It's having issues now, and is also urging the national government to intervene and rescue our borders. Now, a couple of your messages via our Facebook page. We have this one, James Siata, that Iloai Radio, I'm watching you live from Wow, Western Barkazali State. We need peace across South Sudan all. Radio.
Hello.
Are you?
Madrama Jemi.
Ustaz Kamal.
Wallahi, القضية ده بتاع البودرين وبتاع ده إنه بيستغرب جدا. لأنه during the colonium كل الخرائط البريطانيا حكموا ده موجود هسه في البريطانيا كله بخيران ببتاع ده كله فيه. إيه؟ What is happening exactly؟ ما أعرف. ها؟ زول الطالع كده مني قبل شوية ده هو بيتكلم عن كلام بتاع قوة بتاع بوس ده أو يمكن ده حاجة الحصل. فذن United Nations Security Council ده إذا كان في مشكلة زي الناس بريطانيا ده بيدخلوا يجيب الخرائط ده زول ده كلمة حدود بتاعكم لما خليناكم ده أو ده أو ده even أمريكا ذات إيه ده بريطانيا أو استعمرهم وعمل لهم خريطة بتاعهم كل قرى ده موجود. أنا what is happening now زول بيستغرب جدا. فهو simply على أنه بقى كلام بتاع قوة يقام حاجة إذا عنده سلاح قوة من تاني. طيب عندنا UN Security Council ده ينسيد البيجي بيجيني زي ده في بند بيسموه بند 7 بند 7 ده إذا كان في ديسيد زي ده واي ما بيكون في ديسيشن هناك الناس المظلوم ده ما يطلع ما بيعترف بالكلام ده ده يسمعه لأنه ناس ما بفهم كلام إلا with the barrel of the gun. This is now our situation. You don't understand me إلا the barrel of the gun.
The barrel of the gun majaribu fi kajukeji ونتيجة بتوقع ما رجع ناس في سلام بمعنى سلام أكتر من barrel of the gun ki.
I'm talking مش يوغندا وبعدين السودان ونتونس وعمل agreements تاني هذا violation. I'm talking above them. اللي council security council of the world. ما لازم interfere كان دخل بأي حاجة في منو violate. I don't think so.
شكرا.
شكرا.
Naam, deka na Ustaz Kamali na fi Juba. Dear listener, if in case you have just joined us, you're listening to the Sundown Show on Radio with me, Madrama James, and we are discussing about the visit on Monday to Kajukeji in Central Equatoria State by a high-level delegation from the International Conference on the Great Lake region, and the 12-member team with the representative from Zambia, South Africa, South Sudan Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, and Uganda visited the area to assess cross-border peace and security efforts. Now, we are asking you whether you think the visit will foster lasting peace and address ongoing security challenges along the border. When we come back, I will be picking up your calls.
For information and entertainment, stay tuned to iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Now, via our Facebook page, we have Ruben. Atem is watching us live from Jonglei State Headquarter, Bor Town. Then away from that, Ustaz John Ngude is saying, Yellow Eye Radio, I'm watching you live from Wow. We are hoping that the visiting team will, of course, bring the change of peace for all. Keep those messages coming. Hi, Radio. Yeah, you are. Marhaba.
Hi, Madrama James, Lino, wala na maro paranda kajiga jide. Yamdat CDF komuniara mang enak di Kampala, the CDF enak ta Uganda. Wana jato mamukpena tijiara tongun te yamdak de. So la kana biano fi ziyara zidi al biga involves now saljamin bara de. Kana biano kan siasa ma wadi fogo. Kana biano suiya kida de jibu salam. So umon bamul sunma besmon bejimon behmon be soru nas mom bamul sunumon tajin mon bejade mom bora ligama akwan wonusu. Biridi samula jede mom bi pata book ka biridi ze na kante London kan wende. Mom beano huduta Uganda usauso rende wen kan zato Uganda South Sudan bosu la kade fi yumde ba sibule South Sudan nabara fi hajata zaman kan Uganda huduta Uganda South Sudan la kade fi jibel kujur la kade gidamina kul bigen ka Uganda de yawo hajana der umon ke de fata buk zaman al biridi samono min pisana yek lakadi pisana na fogo de akan mabiji mushkila yanno wande ayya mahalla zol gede rijal e azol na male gede jiru muzol le zo kan jiru muzol tani yande kalam da torap de enele bare dugur kali ita kan bi sakila de sakit dalu kuje mamore mana torap sakit de sakil sana dugur le hukuma petana kaman hukuma da Uganda wa South Sudan di eno kana mulaje de imona mu deployment na jamaa South Sudan ese sidie bamun deployment ina si udutan na ela sidie bamun deployment ina kaman fi yata Uganda mombi aire so barun mombi jeni na de ya hajjal quest lakin kan wa ta jaba mu deployment tani wa gar deployment de ma de al bamun deployment de individual mamu deployment de maaglo bishiru so ana bi gule committee al yemin bara kumol lajen ke de mamul mo jamala mahal bilong le A ke do le A mahal bilong le B ke do le B
shukran jazilan na bara min dak baro zaitum basuma udud bitena be Uganda be Kenya be Ethiopia be Sudan kulindo mashakil fa be zapka muathen ta junuba Sudan itabumana shunu baru kaman min ukuma indi risala be jaibi yatla min akhuna bakayoko Simon min Medinat Yambio. Thank you for joining us right here. Then we have also a text coming in from that Jima Bothi is watching us live from Ayot County, that's in Jonglei State. We have this caller, radio. Radio?
Madrama?
Aywa.
Ana bisa gereka ana uta boda de.
Naam.
Itaru nas kana de sekiri kiraida political. Dana sekiri political kalam ta boda de lakin ala age gade taro. Nas ale farana jere they have no problem. Won la keja won jero resources.
Oh. معلش طب يرجع تاني تو 1009 وايد وريد 2 986 نعم يوم بلا يوم تبياليغو ودود بيتنا خا جنوبين ما في سبا ناس بيجاكا لخلاص ديغو جنوب السودان صح اي راديو
معلش انا في حاجه صغير يا مدرمه
قدم يا استاذ كمان
during the time بتاع نيميري there was a dispute في Uganda. Then the DVD بتاع نيميري كان واحد بيسموه أبو القاسم محمد إبراهيم. Then he was addressing Uganda. قال you see I will start from Sersenye, then from Parajok, then Nimule, then Kajokeji, then Kaya. Early in the morning at 6 I will start to you in militarily. Then at 10, I will take my breakfast in when Anabu Fotur Vitaifi, Tanzania. That means you are nothing to me. And that happened. That is why I say that Kalama said that then Namandana Jesh. I zot busy with Hosh, I zot busy with Hosh. Wo Kanan Jesh, the world has a Rebada Kalambita. Barrel of the gun. They out there. But then let us do Ganunde, Nabijara of a Ganun when things fall apart.
Yala tabukon jasa shan sejam tabanasi tagi sejam mashaki leta bukon jasa shan kefi yamshi for mashaki lebaru?
No. Ana it depends on age بتاعي خلاص. يعني كان أنا كنت لسه قوي ما ده حقي أنا أمشي طوالي. Then if there is a law قانون then after that you come and sit. And the talking بتاع لأن gas that is the really talk fish talk. أي.
نعم أخيرا أنت بيلقى نشيل مثال زي هورية لجنوب السودان ليجو والاستقلال يعني ناس ساكلة أكثر من 30 سنة لكن أخيرا قال لا يا أخوانا مشاكل ما بيهلو كلام نفسه قد يجي في مشاكل أصل لكن أخيرا قال لا إلى سلام ومناقشة. هاي راديو. أيوة.
Good evening.
Good evening Ustaz Satul Fuk.
Absolutely, this is me Satul Fuk.
How are you doing my brother?
I'm okay.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm تمام.
سلم الجميع المسلمين المتصلين في المكان المختلفين من مستوى جنوب السودان وبرا في جنوب السودان كمان أزور الوش لايف في الفيج بتاع راديو.
Thank you.
يلا المدرمة الكلام انتم يعني دائما ابدا اي راديو عشان كده نين بقولوا لنا ده هين بتاع جنوب السودان هاي راديو لأنه هين لازم انت تشوف على حاجة بطال وبعدين تشوف على حاجة جميل وكل نفسه في كل زمن يعني يكون يعني بعدين في لحاجة القلب داير عشان بعمله ولا حاجة القلب ما بداير بخلوه. بالموضوع بتاع اللجنة الخونة ده في 12 هنا ده 12 دولة أنا خطة ده خطة يعني يكون يعني فكرة تمام لكن المشكلة شنو دائما أنينا زي سيتيزن بتاع الجنوب بيقولوا الحاجة بيقولوا في المال لكن المشكلة accountability وهنا implementation بتاع agreement ياو بقى مشكلة لكن لو أنينا ودول المجاورة يعني يكون يعني قلوب بتاع الدولة والروح بتاع الدولة يكون فيه لازم يعني يكون الحاجة ده يعني في اتجاه بتاع كي ده يعني يكون وفيه وقوف المعروف يعني بالكامل عشان كده أنينا دارين دائما عشان يكون أنينا الجنوبين أنينا المال أنينا قاعدين فوقه زي الجنوبي زي أنا ده عشان يكون قاعد يكون مرتاح ما في اتجاه يكون مرتاح وما في اتجاه يكون يعني في على حاجة يكون يعني زي هنا ده اللي بقول في نبات وفي الحاجات تانيين دي الحاجات دي يعني ما كله ما كويسين دايرين الحاجة كويس يعني يكون أننا فراحين وكوننا يعني بعدين بقولنا يعني عامل بتاع الدولة وعامل بتاع الاتجاه بتاع الناس اللي قاعدين فوق ده يكون في الماله لأنه على حاجة يكون عندهم الناس يعني على أننا زي المواطنين قاعدين في وراء بتاع الحكومة لأن الحكومة ياهو المسؤول للإنسان وإنسان لو أنت المواطن لو أنت تشوف حاجة بطال نمشي عشان يبدأ بلاغ عشان يكون حاجة ده يكون يوقف في المال وده المال على حاجة على أصل ده لكن هنا في الجنوب أننا دارين عشان أصلا أننا قاعدين فوق ده عشان أننا نعمل implementation بتاع agreement أننا قاعدين فوق ده ونعمل عشان يكون يعني جروبنا الكل الجنوبي عنده الوطنية عشان لو قلبك عنده الوطنية الهو بتاع الوطنية ما في حاجة بكون يعني فيها الحاجات البطال بعملوه في الاتجاه في الولايات وفي الوين عشان كده يعني يكون اننا مرتاحين بعدين لكن لو اننا في المال الاتجاه فوق خواف خطير يعني وعامل ضعيف لا ما يكون ساعة أنا ما أكون يعني بقول لو أنت تتكلم مع زول يكون يعني تقول له العامل فيه العامل 100 بقول له أنا 100 كيف يعني وتجاه كده فوق مشاكلات وتجاه كده فوق الحاجة كده ما في هناك علاجات شوارع كيف لكن الدل يعني بجي بكيف لأنه أننا نعمل security يكون نمر 1 نمر 2 عشان يكون بعدين الحاجات دل بجي برا
شكرا جزيلا أستاذ تلفوك بقول ماشي نكوتا وثانية يلا بعد كمان security ده هم حاجة المهم خالص في دولة طبعا لو جزء منها كمان ناس ما خدوا جنوب السودان أول بمعنى زول زاد يعني ما فادي قال في شنو قاعد باسل في داخل جنوب السودان. شكرا جزيلا وسط مشاركة. Up to here, dear listener, we are almost coming to the end of our conversation, but if in case you have just joined us, we are talking about the visit of the Great Lake region to that Kajukeji. Do you think this will foster lasting peace? iRadio. Oh. Quite unfortunate. You can still get back to us on 0911-022-986 in the 12-member delegation arriving in response to recent border tension between South Sudan and Uganda. And these members included that's a representative from Zambia, South Africa, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, and that's Uganda. Then the visit underscored a collective commitment not only from officials but also from regional partners to engage in dialogue, reduce tensions, and work towards lasting peace for the people of Kajukeji and the broader community. I do really appreciate all of you for sharing your thought with us this afternoon. And yes, this will bring us, of course, to the end of our conversation. But before that, let me talk to my last caller. Hi, radio for now.
Okay. Very good enough.
Lucky.
I will give the last side. You say my last point will be, whatever the case may be, it are not a regular in the barra. Not the arrow who do better go to the only solution, the three twice. Made are in Kuku. They allow the past people to identify where the border was. You see? And again, Kalam maybe they're going to come to the regard. So, Uganda, Bombore, nothing. There's that matter. Yeah, so the border problem has been not within the soul. Like I said, I'll give them in the barrel. I can go away over the Walla Forum. What is happening? So we have to be very specific. In the Canberra, feel mission of the border there. The great words. Each of these words will be open. What happened? Why? Zaman itu buladi itu ujo badon itu wele dia. Maluma kaitan. Dia why bagi. So now that's a big go put sana kita kalkan moyo. So give communication and not Madrama.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Up to here, I've got a couple of your messages right here. This one is saying, Yellow Eye Radio, I'm watching you live from Chuabet County in Lake State. Much appreciation to the visiting delegation from the International Conference on the Great Lake region. And I hope, of course, their visit will bring lasting peace. We have Maxon Thomas joins us live from that Sanimule municipality. Thank you, Maxon, for joining us live. Up to here, dear listener, we have finally come to the end of our conversation, and I do really appreciate you for sharing your experiences with us.